If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you guys. It's so good to be back. I am so sorry that I was kind of MIA for a couple weeks. That was not in my plan whatsoever. It's just that, like many of you know, I moved from a one-bedroom apartment to a townhouse. I found a townhouse that I could afford, and it was really close to where I was living before, but the move was just a lot. So basically now I have a studio. I have a separate bedroom in my new place for a studio just for filming YouTube videos and working and doing all of that. So the setup took a long time. As you can see, I have a different background, and bear with me as the background is probably going to change. I am going to finagle it quite a bit. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to, so it needs a lot of work, but it'll do for now. I just had to get back into filming videos because I missed you guys. So here we are, back to our regular scheduled programming. Hope you guys are doing great. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. And let's get right into it. To kick off July videos, to kick off my return, we are going to do another TikTok video because I feel like it's a good transition back into the dark stuff. So you guys know the drill. This is not our first rodeo. We do these videos. I'm going to go over 10 creepy, disturbing TikToks. We have a really great variety today that you guys tagged me in over on TikTok. I am Hannah the Horrible, or Hannah the Horrible YouTube YT across all social media platforms. So if you ever want to tag me in something, please go tag me. All right, and we're gonna get right into the TikToks. The first one we're talking about today is one that so many of you tagged me in. Dozens and dozens of people tagged me in this video, so I'm very excited to talk to you about it today. However, this video does gratefully have a sponsor, so we're gonna roll to that and I will be right back with you guys. Today's video is sponsored by MD Hair. Look, I will be very honest with you guys. I was blessed by my mama with very, very thick, beautiful hair. But a lot of you don't know that I actually went through a bout of quite a bit of hair loss when I went through my Crohn's disease diagnosis a few years ago. It was coming out in gobs in the shower. It was so thin. It was just so terrible. And it was just like, hasn't been quite the same ever since. I used to be able to grow my hair out like super long, like you guys, it was all the way down to my belly button back probably 10 years ago. So now I've been using MD Hair to help boost the growing process and get my hair back to the way it was. MD Hair is the world's first medical grade hair growth treatment customized to the exact cause and type of hair loss. First, you go take their quiz and send a photo of your scalp on their website. MD Hair will use their AI technology to analyze both the quiz and your photo in order to customize your specific kit. The added bonus to this is that you can track your progress over time. Everything you need will come in your kit: shampoo, conditioner, scalp serum, and supplements. I've been seeing some noticeable hair growth ever since I started using MD Hair. I love their hair serum the most. You put it directly on your scalp and kind of like rub it into your scalp, and you take that in congruence with the supplements. So you're doing everything that you can for your hair, both inside and out. Like, it feels like you're just taking more actionable steps to help your scalp. Customize your hair growth treatment with MD Hair. Use my promo code HANNAH70 to get your first month of customized products for 70% off. Link will be right below this video in the description. Okay, you guys know how this works. We're gonna watch the clip first. Like I said, I got tagged in this one so much, so I thought it would be a great one to kick off the video with.
The black
I'm doing
mass.
this all morning and I don't have time for this today. Stop. Hey buddy, I got too much going on. You gotta cut it out. Oh shit. Okay. I'm just gonna set it up with the towels and we'll just let the phone roll. see. You gotta go, or you gotta go downstairs, or something. Wherever you're gonna go, you gotta go. Calm down. He's okay. Please, not today. He's okay. Please, not today. Just, holy cow. Oh my God. Little buddy. Little buddy.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Like I said, this one went massively viral on TikTok and other social media, but also this guy has a ton of other videos on his account talking about and showing proof of this entity. If you noticed, there is a shadow on the stairs, like you can see a being on the stairs, like that keeps supposedly opening the door. So there's already other creators on TikTok that have debunked this account and this video in particular, but also just this account in general. But I will explain it for you here because not everybody sleuths the way I do. What you're seeing is very good editing skills. It's as simple as that. One of my favorite debunking creators on TikTok is a guy named Kenny Biddle, and he made a whole video reacting to this guy as well as recreating one of his other TikToks with his own editing skills. And he explained that you can use keyframing to make it look as if the camera is moving, but you can use various overlays and then blending techniques and all of that and other overlays for the figure that you're seeing in his videos. And then for everything that he moves in the videos, I mean, simply fishing line. I don't know why people forget about that, but people really underestimate the use of fishing line. Or we've talked about it before, some people probably use green screen suits, where you could buy a $20 green screen suit on Amazon. You can move whatever you want in your videos. You can throw things around, do things that seem impossible, and then you can easily edit yourself out to make it look like something invisible is moving, all of these things. So let's take a look at another one of his videos that's pretty popular. I'll show you that video right now.
Yes? Hello? What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights alone. No.
Again, with the black shadow figure thing peeking around the corner and then dodging away really quickly. I've also talked about that before, but that seems to be what all paranormal creatures do, is they peek around something and then dodge away really quickly, which I just find hilarious. Why would they even do that? They have nothing to be afraid of. If they're real, we couldn't hurt them because they're literally not solid beings. So why would they be hiding from us? That makes no sense. And it's just weird that they all seem to do that. And if that is not convincing enough, take this video of his, for example, an older video. I kind of almost wonder if this guy is almost trolling people and kind of knows that most people know his paranormal videos are most likely edited, because I don't know why you'd keep other videos showing off your editing skills in previous videos if you wanted people to genuinely be convinced that you were having a shadow figure in your home, because it's videos like the one I just showed you that it's very clear that he likes editing softwares and doing cool edits like that, which I will admit it's a cool edit. So sir, go off. That viral video that we watched has over 27 million views. So I understand people, it goes viral, and these paranormal videos, people keep doing them and faking them because it works. Okay, the second TikTok we're going to talk about today, I also got tagged in this one quite a few times. This is a re-upload of a user Sauce90's video. Let's watch this one first, and then there's quite a bit that goes into this one. This is going to be a mermaid, siren, ocean creature proof video.
I got another one over here. What are those? What the fuck's going on? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's she at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts.
So just by this video alone, it is a really good video. It is really interesting. I do like some variety. I'm not sure how a mermaid slash siren would know English well enough to say jump for me, but I guess, you know, whatever. A lot of people in the comments are saying that this, at least the cries that he heard, are most likely an orca whale or multiple orca whales, which I do like that explanation, but this guy's account in general goes really deep. So let's talk about that a little bit, because this is kind of got some bizarre background. So the reason that this is a re-upload of one of his earlier videos is because Sauce90 got banned on TikTok, one of his older accounts where this was originally posted. I believe that this was originally a live stream and he got banned right after that. That part at least does seem true, as the original account is gone and he has backup accounts that he posts to now. But it just went more chaotic from there, because then there was all these rumors going around that this guy actually died in a super horrendous car accident. Turns out, he explains later, that the car accident part was true. He got in a very bad car accident and was lucky to be alive, but he did not die. That was a hoax. He's still around and posting. But then, like I said, he made other accounts on TikTok and came back. And then he started to claim that a government agency actually came by to inspect his boat after these videos of his mermaid proof went viral on social media, alleging that they were upset that he was exposing this evidence and they wanted him to keep it quiet. Notably, there's no proof that a government agency actually came to inspect his boat. Not that I could find anyway. Someone on Reddit, though, said that his boat was searched, but it was actually just randomly selected by the University National Oceanographic Laboratory System. So not that like a government agency picked him out specifically, but he basically got audited. Now, there is an entire niche side of TikTok devoted to mermaid conspiracies. And if you look at Sauce90's new accounts, like most of his videos are devoted to mermaid proof and why he thinks they're real and saying that he's witnessed them and everything like that. But then he'll show videos such as this one where he's like showing off what is so clearly a silicone statue or a prop for a movie, something like that. Like, it's so obviously man-made, and it's weird that he posts videos like that, at least in my opinion, trying to play it off like it's somehow proof that people have found these actual beings and have inspected them in labs, but we just don't know about it. But he has footage of it. So it does all just seem kind of fishy to me. Haha, fishy. Get it? Okay. And yeah, his account did get banned after his live, but honestly, that happens to TikTokers all the time. They always get banned. And if you look at the community guidelines, they do have rules about misinformation or rules specifically about synthetic and manipulated media. Perhaps TikTok had determined that he was purposely spreading unproven misinformation too much. To be fair, I'm not saying that weird creatures in the ocean that we haven't discovered yet aren't real. We cannot explore the vast majority of the ocean. It's too vast and too deep. So obviously it's highly likely that there are some unexplained things down there somewhere that we haven't discovered yet. It's just that I don't think we've discovered it yet. And I highly doubt that the lore of a half human, half fish thing is actually real. I have yet to see actual convincing evidence of it. So in my humble opinion, this junk is just ridiculous. I don't like the whole mermaid conspiracy things because it just seems like something that people really want to be true. So they kind of try to find evidence and then just completely ignore any other evidence against it. This next one isn't really a regular video, but it's a series of photos that you swipe through. I didn't even know TikTok had that feature, but apparently they do. The account is Voltage. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. So this first photo is this old picture of a book. It says 1937 cancer, its proper treatment and cure. The next picture shows the first page that says the cure of cancer, and then a list of cured patients, tons and tons of cured patients. This is a real rare book from a long time ago. You can find it online, but it's hard to actually get a copy of it. The implication here is that somebody cured cancer a long time ago, and for some reason, the giant cure for cancer that is known by only a few has not come out. It's written down somewhere, but for whatever reason, again, I'm sure conspiracies, the government doesn't want us to know about it. I'm sure the conspiracy is something around us continuing to pay for healthcare and the government trying to all secretly make us sick and conspiracies like that. But the whole thing, the whole conspiracy is that there is this cure for cancer out there from this ancient book that's like almost 100 years old, but that nobody talks about it. I found a video on TikTok by Hank Green addressing this exact viral book. If you don't know, Hank Green is a pretty big YouTuber, and he recently made a video talking about how he has been diagnosed with cancer. So I believe he's been looking into this kind of stuff quite a bit. So instead of trying to explain it, we're going to watch Hank Green's video explaining this book because it was really interesting.
So this beautiful book from 1937, Cancer and Its Proper Cure and Treatment, has gone a little viral on TikTok. It's a very rare book, and it's quite nice looking, and it purports to cure cancer, as did many people in the 30s because they wanted to make a bunch of money doing things to people and getting paid to do it, despite the fact that it oftentimes did not work. Though with escharotic treatments, there was for a time a use for this kind of treatment, which I will read to you from the first page. Our escharotic is a double compound about 4 times the strength of chloride of zinc plaster or the Arsenal or Marsden's paste, and acts with decidedly less pain. I'm a little skeptical of the less pain claim. I think no matter what, when you're using escharotics on skin, you are causing a tremendous amount of pain, because what escharotics are chemical burns. They burn, and this claims that it will only burn the cancer cells. That's not true. It will burn every cell. It is a chemical that will burn the skin, and then what will be left behind is a scab that the doctor will then scrape away. And the idea was that only the cancer cell parts would be the parts that would form the scab, and the doctor would scrape everything else away, and that's not what happened. So in the case that this was being used on a skin cancer, or more likely like a skin tag or like herpes or boils, like people weren't good at even telling what was cancer and what wasn't cancer back then. So you might just have like stuff on your face that your doctor, and it'd be like basically like the liquid nitrogen treatment that you might get now, where they'll burn off a piece of skin that you don't want to have. And that's what escharotics were. The idea, though, that you could use this on breast cancer is massively nuts and would never work, and was simply an alternative to surgery. When people couldn't get surgery, which they often couldn't, because surgeons were scarce, people didn't have a lot of money, and also surgery was extraordinarily dangerous and terrifying. Escharotics basically don't exist anymore because they are extremely painful to use and don't do much good. And we have other ways. If you have a little, I had one just a couple of years ago. I had a little thing here. Doctor went pss, pss, with some liquid nitrogen, and I had a Band-Aid for 2 days. The creator actually included this like list of people who were cured, and you'll see mostly it's like lip conditions. So the people who had like herpes or something, and that got burned off by the escharotic. But the idea that someone could be cured of breast cancer by an escharotic is horrifying, honestly, because it would mean that it would have to burn the entire breast away chemically. But it's always interesting to consider in cases like these why something like this might seem appealing or like it has a ring of truth to it, because some people have a bias toward things from the past. Like an ancient tome contains ancient and truthful wisdom. I don't have that bias, but some people do, and that's why this might seem real to some folks.
So there you have it. Hank Green's video makes a lot of sense to me. I really liked the way he explained that, and I wanted to include that in this video just because I thought it was really interesting. Again, I like variety of TikTok videos that I get tagged in. I like stuff that's different than simply paranormal, but I thought it was really interesting that he explains that people love old stuff. Like if it seems ancient or if it seems like back to our roots of what our ancestors used to do to treat things, like we kind of have like, I think, an evolutionary bias for that sometimes, where it just seems like, well, our ancestors must have known better, and therefore if they were doing that, then it probably would work today, and it's an all natural way to cure things without all these harsh medicines with all these other side effects. It does make sense to me. But if you recall, people did not live as long back then. And, they also used to have blood bowls where they would like drain blood into bowls and have unsanitary surgeries and things like that. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to go back to the way we used to do medicine back 100 years ago. Okay, I will talk about the Vegas alien thing. Let's watch this video together first. It's a good summary of what is going on, and then we'll dive into this. This is something else that has also gone massively viral, and I mean, technically I can't debunk this one all the way.
Police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. A family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now, and tonight our David Sharns with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
someone calls 911 reporting two large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Okay, so that is what happened. Several different people saw this thing come out of the sky, including police officers, and then they got an actual 911 call. Like, there's actual recording of dispatch talking to somebody, explaining that there is 8 to 10 foot tall non-human creatures in their backyard. Before we talk about this further, we're going to watch another video. I believe this is the family that called 911. They did take video of their backyard, and a bunch of people are analyzing this video, saying that there's aliens, that they see movement in the video, and they see the aliens in their backyard, which I'm not sure I buy that specific part, but let's watch that one together.
Hora me que cantis Paris le gallenge alla chorsi hora e to Sosi. Ay! Permisar. Calmunarela me cancines variso. Kailo, cherro que chili. Kailo, cherro. Kailo. Uy, chedar. Chili cow.
Agladel, varón.
Chili cow.
Varón cayó, si le unía caca bare, Agladel.
Kai, cherro.
Adelo, diles.
Permisarle, sale.
Te escucharé lo que te camiona, Agladelo.
Kai, permisar, que sale.
Agladel te fusó.
Permisar, porque no me cherro, que calmunarela me.
Diles, eso lo son viendo para acá.
Kai.
Ande el camión, lo conchadica del camión. El segundo, de izquierda para acá, de cables.
Kai, cherro, chili cow, Agladel.
Agladel, concha, costelo, concha, chistilo.
Kai, forklift o camión.
Yo tomo muy. Castelo, pegachari, palalo, que te acordó con la. Palalo, dile que a casa de Lombrindi. Bien luchado, o sea, pegachari, se adolo.
¿Qué de cabrón? La del que
vaya, me dígale completico.
Oye, de cables.
Cae. Costelo, de que acá, dile que acá callale, hay muy pelón, sí, pelón, varón, pelón.
Ya, cherro.
Enchalo, te adoro, dijeron de.
Okay, you can go on TikTok and watch videos of people analyzing that particular video and pointing out movement in the backyard of things that they think are creatures. I don't buy any of those videos just because I think people are looking for things that aren't there. I think it's a really bad quality video. There's stuff in the distance, so like these really fuzzy places that make it look like somebody's moving there. I don't think there's anybody there, and I think people are just nitpicking and looking for movement or anything. I think if there was something actually there, I think those people would have been freaking out quite a bit more. Regardless, this whole event did technically really happen. The boy who made the 911 call later said in a different video that what they saw was real. They were actually scared, and he does sound pretty freaked out on the 911 call as well. The family said that after this happened, then a bunch of weird vehicles started showing up in their neighborhood, as well as if they were being watched, kind of speculating that it was like a Men in Black situation. People were kind of watching over the house. That sounds fake. However, I don't think that part is. One of the articles I read about this actually corroborates that part, saying that a retired officer did later admit that he was staking out their house for a few weeks after the incident to see if he could catch anything. And then the 911 call itself does make this whole thing fairly convincing. It's a crime to place a fake 911 call if you know that it's not real and you're just making a 911 call for clout or attention or, you know, whatever. It's obviously illegal to take up police and dispatch resources for something fake. And if you're caught, you could get in huge legal trouble for that. Like, that is a crime you could be charged with. I don't want to say 1000% that it's not a fake 911 call, though, on the other hand, because, I mean, just in my knowledge, people have done crazier things for clout on the internet, and it would be one of those things, like if you were going to fake a 911 call, it would be something like that you would do, because it would be very easy to get away with it. It would be very hard for anybody to prove that you were lying, and you are allowed to call the police if it's a false alarm, because if you're scared, you are allowed to call the police and ask for help. Like, that's just the way it is. If it was fake, they could, and they got caught, they could later say that they were legitimately scared. They saw something in their yard. You know what I mean? Like, it is like plausible deniability, I would say. However, I will play devil's advocate against myself. It would be very difficult to get your entire family on board with lying to the police and all sticking to that same story. And it does just seem unlikely to me that you could get the whole family on board with doing this. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that I personally do think the 911 call was real. Now, the thing falling from the sky, let's talk about that. We did see that the police officers were convinced because they saw something fall from the sky. Neighbor saw something fall from the sky, and the person that made the 911 call saw something from the sky. So various people that are unrelated to each other saw this. So it's safe to say that that actually happened, and there's footage of it. But NASA has come forward after analyzing the videos and declared that this was actually a meteor event. This was a meteor falling, which does happen, and that this was not a spaceship. I do personally believe NASA because, first of all, I choose to believe experts over random conspiracy theorists, but also, if it was a spaceship, where did the spaceship go? Even if government agencies wanted to hide this, how would they have gotten to it so quickly without anybody seeing the spaceship crash? If it crashed, nobody saw it crash, where it crashed, anything before people or government agencies cleaned it up so nobody would know. And then my other biggest question about this whole scenario is, where did these supposed 8 to 10 foot creatures go? Where did they go? They were just in this one person's yard, and then after their spaceship crashed or whatever happened, however they ended up there, and then they just disappeared without anyone else but this one family seeing them. I also just find it very weird that people see alleged aliens and they always describe them exactly the way we portray aliens in movies and TV shows. Like, they're always gray, green, big eyes, non-human but humanoid. Like, it just seems really convenient to me that people always describe them exactly the way we see them in cartoons and other media. And if their spaceship supposedly crashed, like, where did they go? How did they just disappear without anybody seeing them? I don't think they could just vanish into thin air. I mean, if I was making a stretch for explanations, it is conceivable that there was some sort of weird thing that fell from the sky and a big green flash of this meteor. So other people in the neighborhood had these costumes like in their garage or something. So they did put on alien costumes and went to go sneak into their neighbor's yard just to mess with them. That does seem unlikely, I will admit, because it seems like other people would have seen them. But, you know, hey, if we're reaching for any explanation, it's possible. So my instincts are telling me that there's got to be some sort of explanation for this, but I just cannot find one definitively. I do think it's super weird. And I'm not saying I don't believe in aliens. Like, people mistake my skepticism as not believing in aliens. And I think most people can agree that the universe is vast and endless enough that it is almost impossible that humans are the only intelligent beings out there. I mean, there has to be other planets similar to Earth or way different than Earth with more intelligent life. Like, obviously that has to be true. It's very unlikely that aliens don't exist. We are aliens to somebody on another planet, right? But I just don't buy that there's these big-eyed things that we see that are right out of the movies. I don't think we could possibly even conceive of what they really look like, and there's probably different ones. There's probably hundreds of planets with intelligent life on them, and they probably all look vastly different. So I don't know. Overall, to conclude this, let's move on because I've been ranting about this for a while. But to conclude, I'm not saying I can debunk this. I'm not saying that this is untrue whatsoever, that I don't believe the people saw what they saw. I'm just saying there is a lot of missing pieces here. All right, let's do a shorter one. This one is fun.
So I'm babysitting, right? And it's 10:30 at night now. I've already put the kids in bed, and I hear laughing. I started to get a little mad because this was the third time I told them they needed to be in bed, since they have school in the morning. The thing is, the noises were coming from the baby's room. I thought maybe they woke up to check on their sister. So then I decided to check the baby monitor. Please tell me what's in the top left corner.
That one is from Tanner J. Shelton on TikTok. Obviously, this is very fake looking, but nonetheless, people in the comments were freaking out and thinking that this was real. Tanner posted an update because he promised people in the comments that he was going to post an update soon, just like most people do when their video goes viral. And here is the update.
All right, here's an update on my last TikTok. Okay, so I ran upstairs to check on the baby, and she was fine. I didn't tell the parents because I didn't want them to think I was crazy. And I'm not a superstitious person, but ever since then, I felt off.
Okay, did you catch that? Behind him in the update is literally the girl from The Ring. He's out randomly, conveniently in the woods. Tanner is 1000% just trolling all of us and making cool edited videos. However, you don't need the Ring video as proof that he's obviously trolling us, because even without that, and if he stuck to the first story being true, it's obviously not, because if you're babysitting and you saw that in the baby monitor, you would 1000% call 911 immediately, or you would run up there. Even if that baby was fine, you would tell the parents or do something. But most people would immediately call 911, especially if you had footage of it. You could show the police, you could show the parents that footage. So obviously that one is just creepy and fake. A good one though, I like it. Okay, let's watch this video. This is number 6 today. This is from Moto Owens. I don't know how to say your username. I am so sorry. He's going into the woods by himself, supposedly, and speeding off after he sees an alleged skinwalker. So let's watch the video.
Just wait till the end. I don't like this at all. Oh god, there's even more bones than last time. Looks like we've already passed it a while ago, but that tree is gone. I'm probably gonna turn around soon. Oh, there's two ways. Holy crap, dude, this trail goes on forever. It just got really quiet really fast. That was my cue to leave.
What was this?
So this is another one that unfortunately I cannot debunk 100%. However, I just have a very hard time believing it. I have a hard time with the skinwalker lore in general. Ocean creatures and aliens and things like that. I mean, the fact that we haven't seen everything that's out there is believable to me just because those things are so vast. But things in the forest, like most of the land has been explored, so I have a very hard time believing that there's something like this in the woods and so few people have seen it. It seems most likely to me that this guy either edited that creature in or had a friend dress in a costume and creep in the woods for his video. Again, it's just very convenient that the camera is far enough away that you can't make out the details of this creature. It's also just conveniently very dark and the camera quality is really bad, so it's impossible to gauge what it actually is or determine if it's somebody in a costume or edited or a real creature. Like, again, nobody ever seems to catch a good video of all this proof that they find. All right, moving on to TikTok number 7. This was posted by Mark Bechet. I'm so sorry, everybody. I probably said your username's wrong. Please forgive me. This one is quite interesting, though.
This woman saw something on her flight that no one else could see. This happened moments before takeoff. This woman was on an American Airlines flight when out of nowhere she got up and claimed she saw someone at the back of the plane that wasn't real.
What? I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off. Believe it or they cannot believe it.
People on the plane were confused and some even started to worry because no one knew what she was talking about.
Your back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
The woman ended up canceling her flight and got off. This incident delayed the flight by 3 hours and people weren't happy. Now, the reason the flight was delayed was because the crew had to check to make sure nothing was suspicious on the plane. Plus, weather conditions worsened, so that added to the delay. A lot of people are saying they would have gotten off of the flight, comparing this situation to the movie Final Destination, where basically unexplainable things happen and the flight ends up crashing. And right now, it's still unclear if the woman was possibly on something that made her act this way or if she actually saw some type of creature or ghost.
So my biggest concern about that video, honestly, is at the end where you see the person handling everybody's baggage and just like throwing it around on the ground. Like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Never put anything valuable or breakable in your checked bags, obviously, because they're being handled quite a bit. But like, really, dude? Like, just like throwing it violently against the ground. Okay, anyway. So, if you are confused, because some of that is confusing, basically this woman on the plane claimed that she saw someone on the plane that is not real. She got really scared. She absolutely insisted that she got off the plane, and they did let her off the plane. She canceled her flight. She didn't take the plane, but then in the process delayed everybody else 3 hours. And as they touched on in the video, a lot of people in the comments were sure enough saying how they definitely would have got off the plane. If you haven't seen Final Destination, it's about a guy who's going to go on a trip to Paris with his class. It's like a school trip. He gets a vision that the plane he's about to go on is going to crash, and at the very last minute, he gets off the plane and he convinces some of his schoolmates to get off with him. Sure enough, the plane does crash and everybody remaining on the plane dies. But the problem is that it was their fate to die on that plane. Like, the universe meant for them to die on that plane. So because they avoided death, they all go on to die in very, very strange ways throughout the movie. There's like 7 Final Destination movies. I've seen the first one several times. The first one is a banger. It's so campy. It's so ridiculous. It's very slasher almost, even though there's not technically a killer, but everybody dies in really gross, bizarre ways. It's a really great movie. I do highly recommend if you like horror. But that's what they're referring to here, where everybody was like, oh, well, if somebody on the plane, like, you should believe them, like, I would get off because just in case. But anyway, okay, so let's actually talk about what happened here. A lot of people are noting that this woman's fear seems very genuine, so that's very concerning. She says, I'm getting the F off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the F off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two shits. You could sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. And then the internet starts this rumor that this woman, the passenger, disappeared after that no one can find her. She didn't post a follow-up, her point of view, or anything like that. However, there's no proof that she's actually missing. There's been no missing persons report. No family and friends have come forward and say that she's missing. And then a lot of people were claiming that she was quite drunk. Allegedly, people saw her at the bar before they got on the plane, and that this woman had quite a few drinks, so she was quite intoxicated. So to me, the most likely explanation is that she's not missing, but she's embarrassed for acting this way and acting absolutely crazy. And so she is laying low because she's so embarrassed, and this video went viral. So in a follow-up video that this TikToker made, the person that we just watched that made this video to begin with claimed that not only was the woman allegedly drunk, but what happened is that she misplaced her AirPods after getting on the plane and started then accusing the person that was sitting next to her of stealing them. She had no proof that this person next to her stole her AirPods, and the person next to her was apparently black. So that also was really not a good look. That made her look and seem very racist, to just assume that somebody black stole something from her without any evidence of it happening. So I bet you, this is my speculation, I have no proof, but with all of the things that we know about this, my speculation is that she accused this person of stealing her AirPods. The person was like, no, I didn't, lady, you're drunk, go home. And she was like, oh no, you stole them, and I bet you money she found the AirPods, and she was so embarrassed by how terrible it looked for accusing somebody of this when they never did anything, and she found them. So the thought of having to sit on a flight drunk after having accused the person that you're going to be sitting next to for the next few hours of stealing when they didn't would be, I bet she was just so embarrassed and drunk that she decided she would rather act like a crazy person and act as if she was seeing something, and she had this bigger reason for getting off the plane. So she had a conniption fit in order to get off the plane. So she was like, okay, well, I'm just going to act like there's a ghost or something, or that I know something about this plane, because that's the only way I could conceivably think of a way to get off of this plane so I don't have to endure this ride with this person for hours. She's probably laying low now because she knows that it was filmed and that the video's going viral. Like, I bet you that she was ready to lose money or do absolutely anything she could to get off of that plane. That's my personal guess. I highly doubt. I think she was drunk. I highly doubt that she actually was seeing a ghost or something on the plane. Okay, let's move on to number 8. This is PG Stories official. This is a glitch in the Matrix. Thankfully, not another duplicate item glitch in the Matrix. Let's do a different glitch in the Matrix this time.
I'm watching this dude through the mirror, right? And his face is moving, but look at that, his face just moved, but the guy in the mirror seemed the same. Yo! The Matrix is broken.
So 2 things are weird about this video. First of all, you'll see a lot of people point out that the blue car seems to disappear in the video at the very beginning. More proof that the Matrix is broken. First of all, let's talk about that. There's a very simple explanation for that. We see lots of videos like this, perfectly timed videos at the right angle. Sometimes there's videos of people appearing to have disappeared into thin air, but really it's just the way you took the video. They just were walking behind somebody else, and so you couldn't see them. I'm fairly confident that blue car just stopped behind another car in the video, and so it just looked like it disappeared, but it was just behind another car. Anyway, okay. The point of the video, though, is that the reflection of the person in this driver's seat next to him does not match the reflection of them in the mirror, that their mirror reflection is moving, but the person's is not, or it's not moving together as it should in the mirror. This is another very simple explanation, and I'm very sorry to tell those that are hoping for a glitch in the Matrix that this is not a glitch in the Matrix or the timeline. Notice how the person taking the video conveniently does not show the passenger seat of this car or the other side of the car. Even as they drive off, they're very careful to keep that out of the frame. Because of the angle of the mirror and the angle which they were taking the video, this is the passenger. There is a passenger in that car, and the way that everything is angled, it's showing the reflection of the passenger, not the driver. It's as simple as that. If you do look at the one glimpse that we get of the passenger seat before he zooms in on the driver, you can actually see the top of someone's head in the passenger seat, and the passenger is just shorter, so you can't see their entire head over the seat, but you can see that someone is sitting there. That's all this is. Love videos like this. Very fun. I love stuff with definitive answers. It makes me happy. Okay, number 9 for today. This video is from Julia Henning. The person who tagged me in this video said that they commented that there's probably not enough here to add this to a TikTok video, but I just wanted to give a big thank you to this person that tagged me, and a couple others tagged me in this as well. It turned out that after watching some of her other videos, I did want to add this to my video, and I'm so glad that you decided to send it to me anyway. The videos I'm tagged in don't have to strictly be paranormal. It could be a variety of things. I love a variety of just weird. The only thing the video has to be is creepy, disturbing, or scary. That's the only requirement. So tag me if you're not sure. If you think I'll like it, like, please tag me, because this ended up being in the video. So that's it. This is actually made into a small series on this girl's channel. So she talks about how things have happened to her in this house ever since she moved in. It took her a few more videos to actually go down there and show us what's down there, because she is understandably scared and she wanted other people with her. She even talked to a local medium who said that she felt something when she entered the home, but it wasn't an evil energy, but it was just that something was there. But it is funny because on the initial video, a lot of people in the comments are telling her, like, put boxes over it, heavy boxes, close it up and pretend like you never found it. Like, people are so funny. They're like, you don't want to unlock whatever's down there. But anyway, like I would do, she finally goes down there and it's simply a crawl space. The stairs are way shorter than I thought they would be. At first I thought it was gonna go down like a ways, like a Young Frankenstein style home thing, but they were actually pretty short. It's just a few feet down. I love weird hidden objects videos of people that they find weird little cubbies and hidden places in their homes. Those are so fun to me. Anyway, so she goes down to see that the names Joe and John are spray painted on the walls, but otherwise it looks pretty empty. We look to the left and there's shelves for wine. So we can assume that this was likely a wine cellar before she moved in, which is so cool. How amazing would that be to find a wine cellar in your home? Not every home has that. Like, how cool is that? That would be such a fun find. And then in the video, we see that there's more shelves on the other wall, which again, how cool is that? You have like a bunker down there. Like, you could hide down there if somebody was robbing your house. That's where my brain goes, of course. But also you could like store a ton of prepper supplies down there. Like, okay, I know preppers take it very far, but everybody should have emergency supplies in the case of a crazy weather event. And that would be such a great place to store like extra water and a bunch of canned food and everything like that. Like, how freaking cool. Anyway, so she really had me until the next video she posts, where she just randomly finds a jar on the shelf with a bunch of random stuff in it, and she freaks out. Her friend from upstairs suggests that it was used for a ritual, and that makes her all but panic. She refuses to open it, and she says that she's gonna leave it there. Like, that's the conclusion. I do believe that most of her story is true. Like, I bet she did find this cool crawl space, or she thought the crawl space would make a cool video series. I do believe all of that, of course. I mean, obviously you have to. There's video evidence of the crawl space. However, this is kind of where she lost me. The jar is so set up. She found a jar that looked old or had some rust on it and filled it with a bunch of weird old objects that she probably found at Goodwill. I feel like because her original video got 35 million views, she wanted to wrap up the story with a good payoff for people that were following along. So she put something random and creepy down there, like this jar that looks like it could have been used for a ritual or looks like it could have some sort of sinister background to it. She put that down there. The reason I believe this is because there's no dust on the jar whatsoever. It looks very, very clean, like it had just been placed down there, and there's nothing else down there. Like, that just seems all, again, just more too convenient for my taste. So I don't really believe the jar part, but I think the rest of it was real. Still a cool little video series. I love little hidden nooks like that. I think that's so cool. I would love to have a house like that someday. I've never had a house like that, but love it. Okay, the last video we're going to watch today is She Hate Dizon. Again, I don't know how to say that username. This video has over 5.8 million views.
What the fuck? Bitch, what? Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Short and sweet. So here is another supposed UFO sighting that this person is seeing something crazy in the sky like this. It looks like a spaceship or something. And I do have to admit, it's a weird video. I didn't really know at first. I assumed it was going to be some weather phenomenon yet again. The blue light around it is very odd as well. I don't think it's edited personally, because usually in those cases, if it's a hoax or it's just an edited video, the person has a bunch of other videos on their TikTok with other paranormal or weird things, inexplicable things, and this is the only video on their page. This is their only video, so I don't think it's set up. However, if you scroll through the comments to the rescue, several people are saying that in their area, like Florida, for example, they see this thing all the time because it's simply a SpaceX rocket. For some people, they say they see these every single month and it looks just like that. And then according to the comments, people say that SpaceX live streams their rocket launches as well. So they also know what it looks like even if they don't live in the area. But sure enough, according to Wiki, there's a SpaceX launch site in California, and the caption of this video says that it is in California. And if you look at the photos of a rocket launch from a distance, like if you just Google images that, it does look very similar to this video. I think we could safely say that this is debunked and that he had either been visiting California and didn't know, or was new to the area, or had just simply never seen this before, because this is simply a SpaceX rocket. So, okay, you guys, that is gonna do it for today, for today's TikTok videos. I have some other really cool videos coming for you this month, some part 2s that I'm sure some of you have been waiting for, and we're gonna get it done this month. So don't forget to check out our sponsor, MD Hair. I could not do this without my sponsors, so thank you so much to them, and I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Thank you so much to all of our patrons, as always. Special shout out to our top tiers: Colin Holmes, The Deck of Cards, Michelle Valdovinos, Tom L, Little Kittle Cat, Mitchell Schaefer Meyer, Mike, Alice Paul, Brittany Phillips, Momo Neon, Marita 144, Sage K, Elderly Hipster, The Puppy Hag, Rebecca Jackson, Toby, Carter, Kawakan Anime and Gaming Convention, Sarah the Crazy Fish Lady, Blood for the Koi, Maxie, Ellison Luna, Julietta, Tiny Mighty Bookworm, A Bunny apparently, Leon Vanek, Literally Lacey, Elliot Fink, I Am In Your Walls, Habromania, Cyberdog Investigations LLC, Vicky Cat, Amy B, Tickerch, Dead Without the E, Ball, Olivezilla, Chara, MH Dave, Ami, Mallow DeBeer, Lindsay R, and Miss T.